Well, hello and welcome again to Edison Light Globe's video. I'm Phil Greenwood, and today we've got a bit of a special video. It's something that I've been working on for a while. Now, probably like most people at the moment during lockdown, we've watched a lot of TV, a lot of Netflix, a lot of Amazon Prime, a lot of whatever's on. Whatever we find on, we watch because we can't go out. So in the last couple of weeks, whilst flicking through Netflix, I discovered a movie that I hadn't seen. It was a movie called Mrs Lowrey and Son, and it was a movie supposed to be about a British painter, L.S. Lowry, who painted his environment during the 30s in England in an industrial town. And I thought, well, this will be good. I'll watch a little bit of L.S. Lowry. Now, within a few minutes of starting the movie, I noticed that the set design was particularly accurate for the time. It was quite well done, so that all the details in the interior of the house were seemingly quite authentic. And oftentimes you wonder where this comes from, but obviously during the movie you notice that the main character who paints, actually painted the details of his house. So the reference for all this came from his own work. So anyway, watching through this, he eventually got into the kitchen. He was cooking sausages, and I'll show you a little bit of the scene. But when he's cooking sausages, you notice that over the kitchen table, which is the central work area in the kitchen, there is actually a light fitting. Now, the light fitting itself, if you look at it, it's a gas fitting. It's using plumbing pipe as gas pipe. So there's gas pipe, two fittings, two lights, a little bit of a lever in the middle to control the gas flow, and what looks like hurricane lamp glass shades, and those particular hurricane lamp sort of gallery fittings. Now, I thought, this is good. It looks like an authentic sort of a light that we could possibly recreate. And having a look at it, I thought about it in some detail and considered the reason why it actually existed. Now, this is where we started from. What we needed to do was to get, at least visually, a component that looked a little bit like the hurricane lamp gallery. So this is sort of like a non-grippy gallery, and it would have a hurricane lamp chimney type glass fitting. So this basically just covered the gas fire, and it would direct the heat above. So these are the components we thought might look a little bit like that light fitting. But what we need to do, we needed to do one electric, so we needed to do something with equivalent sort of size and brightness, and we thought a little E14 globe might look really good. And we've got a little E14 here, just to show you, and a little E14 lamp holder. I'll just screw that in. You can see that looks about the size of a gas flame. So the idea of this was then to manage to fit the gas light into the gallery. So we just put a 10mm threaded entry through, and we will use our 10mm coupler that goes 1/2 inch pipe to 10mm, and you can come in closer. I can screw that on there. That then gives me a 1/2 inch plumbing pipe fitting, and in there I'll put this is a nipple, hex nipple. I'm going to put in a hex nipple, and then going to add, you can come over a bit because I'm stretching. I'm going to put on an elbow. There you go. So we're just trying to get a bit of a look at how it will end up. So there we have an elbow and we have a pipe. So for the purpose of this, we're calling it gas pipe, but in fact it's just water pipe. And we put our little hurricane lamp on, and we end up with a component that looks surprisingly similar to the fitting in the movie. Oops, I don't want to drop that. So this then became the beginning of the design. Now, we have actually put these together to try and get proportion, and also we thought that the best thing to do might be to incorporate the lever tap arrangement in the middle, which would essentially control the gas. But we've got a bit of a sneaky trick, and we're going to attempt to see if we can't put a dimmer in that handle type arrangement with two chains, to see if we can't replicate the whole idea of the light. So we'll go now to the workbench, where we'll try to assemble this component. While Massimo's building this, I'll explain what we tried to do. So we ended up with a pipe length to make what ended up to about 700, a bit more, 750 mil long total, so that we're making a balanced sort of light fitting. And Massimo's just tightening these pipes as we go to get them into the right position, tight, so that they don't come undone, and with the appropriate bits of hardware that we discussed before.
There will be the active.
And the earth, which will connect ground. It keeps talking.
Sorry.
It connects ground to the pipe as well, because we're all connected up. So it's the ground or earth, which connects earth to all of the plumbing pipe, the gallery, the lamp holder. Everything's all now connected to an earth wire. And what we're trying to do is just to recreate the gaslight feel, so that we have a replica as best we can. Now, probably what we will do is we will make a lever with the chain for this type of tap. However, when we are making one that is dimmable with a dimmable tap, we then have to make the whole thing low voltage, so that there's no disconnectable wires within the plumbing pipe construction. And also it gives us this type of dimmer, which is separated from the power dimmer. It really is just a little pot that adjusts the driver as such. So it's a special driver, special dimmer, a special unit. But this one that we're going to test now, we're just going to wire mains, and we're going to test this probably with vintage incandescent globes and possibly LED, but we'll photograph this a little bit later. We'll set it up in the studio and we'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. So here we have the completed first version with the incandescent globes. And we've got the little tap here, I can't do that, little tap here, which is basically on this one just decorative. We will be installing the dimmer type control system very soon. Okay, so here we have the fitting that's now finished with our lever adjuster. It's set at 12 volts, so there's only 12 volts going through this, not mains. We have our low voltage E14 candelabra globes inside the hurricane lamp shades. So it's finished according to what we tried to do, which was to replicate the prop that was in the movie. Now, this probably represents for us just a bit of an experiment. It gives us some ideas for future projects. As you know, we do create quite a large range of plumbing pipe lights, and every now and then we do get inspiration from existing lighting systems that were built maybe 80, 90, 100 years ago. So this being a gas lamp now converted to electric gives us some of those good ideas. So if you want to have a look at some of those other products, have a look on the website. But for now, we will probably continue to do this. This is not a product on our website yet. We'll probably have a little bit more work to do before we do that, and we'll probably offer it with a few alternatives. But I suppose what you want to see is to make sure that we actually did get our dimming system working. Now, this is a little pot in here that's controlling the 12 volt driver, which is up there somewhere. So it actually just adjusts the driver in a 0 to 10 volt system, and it should, if we pull the chain, dim the lights, and they go all the way to off. So there you go, that's dimmed down up. And it's all a bit wobbly here because I'm just hanging off a chain, but there you go, dims perfectly. So whether this is a gimmick, whether you think it's a good idea, let us know in the comments. I don't know, it was fun to mess around with a few different things. I think actually these hurricane lamp type shades might actually be something we include in another product, but anyway, there we have it. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I think we've got over 300 subscribers during the week, and fantastic, thanks for that. If you've got a comment, leave a comment. If you think we should extend this into some other area, some other product, let us know. If you've got any ideas for something you'd like to see us make, certainly let us know in the comments. But for now, we'll see you again when next we do a video. Cheers.